the other forward in his 7th year from Indiana State, and number 33, Larry Bird.
Bird is making all the passes. How about that?
Oh, he's amazing.
Quickly ahead to Bird, behind the back move, dumps it to Parrish. Demon Bird, Larry, fake, fall away.
Hits it at the buzzer! All right!
He was a cold-blooded killer.
Bird gets it back.
He wasn't quick, couldn't jump really high, but there was just some sleepless nights.
Bird takes the pop. It's gone.
Bounce, Bird, nice tip to McHale.
He had a mind that was like a camera. He had the best hand-eye coordination, maybe, of anybody that ever played basketball.
The rebound to Bird. Look at that pass. Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. What a play by Bird.
Larry, does this get you even with Magic for what happened between Michigan State and Indiana State all those many years ago? Yeah, we're professionals now, but I won this one for Terre Haute.
If you put all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird, Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
Larry is good with, you know, he can play you kind of slow, and then all of a sudden he'll grab your pants and then get open, get a layup, get a three-point play, that type of thing. That's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really cheap, but that's smart.
So Larry Bird is a very bright ball player.
Yeah, he's bright. Yeah. He overcomes a lot of the things, a lot of the natural ability things that he doesn't have. He may not be the quickest guy, he may not be able to jump, but he thinks very well.
He was a basketball genius. He'd be a step ahead.
Over the shoulder!
You probably know this, Dan, but Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball.
According to Jason Williams, he felt confident enough that he could check an aging Larry Bird on the court. It didn't start off well for the 76ers. Charles Barkley had come to the game hungover, and Larry Bird realized that immediately. He knew Chuck had a big night out, and Larry Bird saw this as an opportunity to trash talk his way into a win. Not only did Bird start trash talking him, but he was lighting him up on the court. Larry Bird was hitting 3 after 3 after 3 on Barkley, and he couldn't do anything to stop it.
I get there, and Charles Barkley comes to the game hungover. Hungover, you know? You could smell it on him. Boy smells like a sailor, man. It's like possum nuts, you know? So Larry Bird comes in the game, they started, and he goes, Charlie, You've been out all night, man. Here, take this with you. Boom. He starts lightening up Charles Barkley.
Larry Bird, doing what Larry Bird does, backs down the court after hitting in 3 and tells the opposition coach, "Hey coach, give me somebody else."
So they put in Rick Mahorn, and he look at Rick and say, if you got a whole ass, you got to make 2 trips, boy. You can't check me. Why? Larry Bird just talked.
Then Bird says to the coach, "Coach, put somebody else on me." And so he did. And so on came Armand Gilliam. Now, as you can imagine, Larry Bird started lighting him up as well. So after Larry Bird started killing Gilliam, he struts back down the court just like Larry Bird does and says, "Hey coach, put the rookie in."
You know, he tried back, he looks over at the bench and he goes, "Hey coach, put the rookie in." I was like, yeah, put me in. You better not hope you don't put me in. And then Jimmy goes, "Jay, go get him." And I go in, I go, yeah, what you want to do? Come on, baby, let's go. Let's get it on. And he gives me a pump fake, and I jump clear across his head. And when I come back down, he looks at me and goes, "Stupid rookie," boom, and hits a 3-pointer. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's one. He's Larry Bird. Okay, the next time, I'm just going to play him this way. I'm not going to jump. And he's laughing hysterical. Goes, "You're not going to jump against the Bird, man?" Whap, hits another one. So 6 points in not 25 seconds. So I go, shit, now what do I do? So I'm caught between the fart and the shit. So I'm just, I'm like half jumping, half jumping. I look like a damn orangutan. What to do? Now I'm panicking, and he just gives me a pump fake, crosses over, hits another. Got 9 points now, Ben. Post me up. 5 down, he calls. They throw the ball in the post. He pump fake, goes around and dunks on me. Now I'm like, oh shit. I got dunked on by a white man who's on the end of his career.
Can never
Larry
go home
Bird.
again.
It's a wrap now.
From that point on, Williams not only doubted if he should be playing NBA basketball, but he contemplated suicide for a brief moment.
I'm starting to think when we run back down, maybe I shouldn't play basketball. Maybe I wasn't that good. Maybe I should have been a brick mason. You know, what the hell am I doing here? I can't go home now. If this guy scores one more bucket, I'm thinking suicide. It really was. I was like, what the?
Larry Bird had destroyed his confidence in an instant.
So the second half starts, and I'm on the bench, and he starts lighting up Charles Barkley again. He's lighting up Rick Mahorn. Then he's lighting up Armand Gilliam, right? And the coach comes down to the bench. You got nobody else to put in the game. And he looks at me, and I start looking into the stands with the fans. I wouldn't give no eye contact to Jimmy Line and the coach. And I'm like, please, don't put me back in there with that white guy. Please, whatever you do. It was the first time in my life I was ever scared to be go into a basketball game.
Larry Bird made a grown man not want to play the game he loved because it was killing him too much.
Bird now cuts free.
Again, it's like it's telling the story in the air.
And see, people don't realize how big Larry was either.
6'10".
He was 6'10", shooting that fade away from the court. It was nothing you can do about it.
Tell us about it, Sneak. Tell us about Larry Bird.
Seems like you have some experience on this topic.
Tell us.
A lot of experience. I give you a game. Well, Kevin McHale scored 57 one night. So Bird said, "I'm going to break your record against Atlanta." I'm like, "You won't get 55, not here."
It's a duel. Put down your saber.
Wilkins respawns. It's Bird's turn. Comes up with a shot.
Going into that game, I thought there might be a ray of sunshine because one of the bellmen told me that he had heard that Larry and a couple of his teammates may have gotten in a little bit late the night before. So I was saying, hey, maybe Larry won't have a real good night.
Damn, Bird. Ooh. He's heating up.
Well,
in New Orleans.
Bird, the bomb. Bird, the fall away. Bird out of the left corner. The bomb is good.
To say that Larry had a hot hand is an understatement without question.
Damn, he's going, Damn.
You can't give him that shot.
You can't give him no shots.
Giving each other,
some free chili.
He got so hot in that game.
Bird posted left, takes the jumper and hits it again. Backs in, posted up Bird, takes the jumper and hits it.
As good an exhibition of basketball as I've ever seen.
Bird posted left,
damn.
takes the jumper and hits it again.
Ooh, it's hitting the bottom of the net.
Larry Bird is just unconscious.
That you talk about that patented step back.
Damn.
Takes it and drills it again. He's unbelievable. He just shoots. A lead for Bird front court. Bird shoots the jumper right side, good.
I'm sure to Larry, the rim seemed like it was about 5 feet wide.
Right corner, Bird bomb, good.
He was doing that step back, and he switched it to his left hand. 3 separate times in that game.
You got to start fouling him.
They open the right side. Bird the fall away. He drills it again. You're seeing a great performance as you'll ever see from Larry Bird.
That game was unbelievable, just absolutely unbelievable. Dominique guarded him, Cliff guarded him, Antoine Carr guarded him, I guarded him. Nothing worked.
Are you crazy?
Leave him sleep.
Let him stay asleep.
Yes.
Dennis Johnson, a lead for Bird.
They want him to keep scoring, too.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again. Bird with 8 seconds. Bird on the drive. The runner.
Ooh, damn, Dominique, you getting all that?
Bird with 8 seconds. Bird on the drive. The runner is good again.
The fall away. Ooh, damn. He gave him a fake in and a fake out. Damn.
You know, it's like his eyes got this big, and I knew it was on then. I said, I knew it was on. And when you talk about the clutch shots, he hit 10 clutch shots. And the thing is, we were sending everybody at him to slow him down. He was so hot that I think one of the shots he hit was a left-handed 3. That's when you know a guy is in the zone.
Larry Bird.
Yeah, he on fire. He unconscious.
Larry Bird.
He unconscious.
He's unconscious.
I was going to say,
that game.
you had 47 in that game. Larry Bird had 34, but 20 of those in the fourth quarter. So clutch is not just the final 3 or 4 seconds of a game.
Bird kills you.
Another defensive stop, a must here for the Hawks. Johnson gets it into Bird, and Wilkins is there. Bird comes free. You are watching what greatness is all about.
I'm going to fake you right here. You ain't going to go for it. And I'm going to put the jump in your eye.
There's Bird. Bird 14 seconds.
Damn, falling. Ooh.
He was scoring anywhere on the floor that he wanted.
Is this when the bench was giving each other 5?
The bench was giving each other 5.
He makes a jump shot, and the Atlantic players are high-fiving each other like, man, this guy's so hot.
Bird has 54. There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds. He got fouled. He hit the shot. Oh, boy.
Larry Bird made about every shot you can imagine in that game.
Bird with 8 seconds. Bird on the drive. The runner is good again.
You beat anybody on the bench because you giving 5, he's scoring on me.
Every one of those guys got fined $3,000.
Okay, good.
I've never seen a guy get that hot before.
Called it. He said rainbow trainer's lap. You know, and he faded away, hit the shot, and fell into our trainer's lap.
And Bird falls into Joe O'Toole. Larry Bird. What more can you say? Larry Bird. Larry Bird.
That white boy was a bad man.
And Skip, like I said, look at Larry. I mean, you look at that, you be like, oh, Mike ain't about to do nothing. Wop, wop, wop.
Got fined $3,000, right?
Yes.
Now, we watching the film the next day, and we looking at everybody.
That's why Larry Bird got so hot in that game, in that fourth quarter. Kevin Willis and I and Bird was running down the court, and Kevin reaches across me and puts his finger in Larry Bird's chest, said, don't let this so-and-so score anymore tonight. And I looked at Kevin, what you doing?
Bird will try another jumper and hit it at the buzzer.
A bad man. Damn.
Off the pick comes Bird. Bird on the drive. The floater is good. Down low for Bird with position. He fakes it and shoots it good. Bird out of the left corner. The bomb is good. Off the pick comes Bird for the bomb. Got it again. Off to Bird for the open 20-footer. It's good. On the left wing, Wedman. Down low, Bird. He gets away from the steal. The layup is good. Posted up, Bird. Takes the jumper and hits it. Bird. Shoots the jumper right side, good. Bird posted left. Takes the jumper and hits it again. Bird who feels it and takes it and drills it again. Bird will try another jumper.
Damn.
Third. Bird for the bomb. Got it again. 2-on-1 with Bird. Bird's layup is good. Bird with 8 seconds. Bird on the drive. The runner is good again. Here's Bird. Bird the fall away. Tough shot, and he drills it again. He stubbed his toe. Right corner. Bird bomb. Good. They open the right side. Bird the fall away. He drills it again. A lead for Bird.
They want him to keep scoring too.
Bird takes the jumper and hits it again. There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot.
Just feel it. You can sort of tell, and things were clicking right off the bat.
There's Bird. Bird, 14 seconds, he got fouled. He hit the shot. Larry Bird. Bird has 60 points. Larry Bird scored 60.
Now, Fratello fined everybody $3,000, but what y'all didn't see was he was sitting down like,
You know, hey, you should have filed Fratello $10,000. Because can't he call a double team?
Yeah, man, he was stroking that bitch from everywhere. Fadeaways, up and unders, giving them everything.
I never saw a man play a better game of basketball, ever. That's the greatest individual performance. I would love just that tape to be shown to every high school and college coach, or every pro coach now, just everybody, just say, this is the greatest, this is how, you can't play basketball better than this. You can't.
Bird steals from McCray.
Now they clear aside for Larry. Fakes Bird.
He passed it off the backboard to himself.
This guy was going to do one thing almost every night that really spun your head around.
Hale picks up Rodney McCray on a switch. Sampson guarded by Bird, but Bird doing a good job against him. Travel he called against Ralph. Bird goes to the floor for it. This game is Larry Bird.
Hale charged for it. He goes down. Larry Bird dives for a loose ball and gets it to McHale.
And you look at the numbers, and it's like 29, 10, and 12, something like that. But it wasn't like he didn't shoot lights out. His PER wasn't the best of any Bird performance, but like, you know, just being in the arena for that game and the way he played and how he was just everywhere on the court, a freaking maniac for 3.5 quarters. I've never seen anybody have an imprint on that game, scoring less than 30 points.
Bird averaged 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists to beat Magic for Rookie of the Year honors.
Make no mistake, Magic Johnson, I will end you.
Hakeem Olajuwon throws it right into the hands of Bird. There's a 4-on-1 break for the Celtics, and the outside shot is missed by Robert Reed. Aims to Bird. Pulls up the line.
I'm sorry, there's certain people that you root for. Larry Bird is one of those guys I will always root for.
Let me ask you this. Is it fair for me to believe that even black fans, after a while, were perfectly willing to acknowledge that Larry Bird was the baddest white boy ever to shoot a basketball?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Oh, that's easy. I mean, I can tell you right now.
I never saw anybody, including Michael, obviously a vastly superior individual defensive player than Larry ever was, but not that day. Larry Bird read every play, he read every one of the lines of the Rockets before they made a move.
Larry Bird was the best free throw shooter in pro basketball 4 times. Almost 90% for his career.
Larry Bird could walk, literally in his heyday, he could walk into any black neighborhood in America.
Level finds an opening. Trying to change hands. Here's Bird. 3-on-1 Boston. Timeout, Houston.
And they'd be like, hey, that's Larry Bird. Come on over, you know, because he could ball. He could ball. And Dominique Wilkins, you know, said it best. That's a bad boy and what have you.
Dominique Wilkins versus Larry Bird.
That's a good one. Going against a guy with a competitive edge like you've never seen, and a guy that you couldn't make mistakes against because he would find a way to hurt you.
And not only that, let's give Larry Bird profound respect. When you could play, first of all, when Larry Bird sat up there and said he didn't see color, I want everybody to know it was truly believable in the black community. Everybody looked at him. Oh, we believe that because Larry Bird didn't care. You could either play or you couldn't.
That don't mean nothing to me. It don't mean anything to me. It never has. I don't know why. I mean, am I doing something wrong here?
He'll be jumping against Olajuwon and giving up a few inches, to say the least. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bird takes McCray into the air and Wolf follows.
You know, and Larry Bird would give it to you. And I'm going to tell you something else. When he got into that fight with Dr. J.
In a game against the 76ers in 1984.
Bird's hard nose was never more visible than during a 1984 game with the 76ers when he took issue with Dr. J.
Folks in the black community weren't mad at him. They respected him for it because we found out why.
Bird found himself matched up against Julius Erving and dominated him. As he scored point after point, Bird kept repeating two numbers to Dr. J. The number of points Bird had and the number of points Erving had. By the end of the third quarter, those two numbers had become 42 and 6. 42 points for Bird, 6 for Erving.
Out there with a quarter of black guys out there talking trash with him. Larry had game talking. He like, hold on. Did this white dude just say that to me?
It was up 38-6. That's how I summarize it.
When Dr. J yacked him.
Larry was complaining to the refs, and I was complaining to the refs, and the next time down the court.
Julius Erving resort to violence. Why would he do this?
I don't want to get into the details, but I wasn't happy with the way things were going on.
Only if you knew that Larry Bird was a world-class taunter and provocateur.
And then we found out it's because Bird said, I'm going to hit this J right here. I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna put this in your face right here. I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you. And then he did it.
Would you understand what happened next? I felt like he was going to hit me, you know? So my hands went up and his went up.
I was going to take a swing, and it was very uncharacteristic because, you know, we did Converse commercials together. We did Spalding commercials together. So, you know, we were kind of cool.
That's why everybody wanted to fight him. Because they looking at him and he talking crazy to him. Hey, come here, Doc. That's why Doc poked him in his eye.
You know, but he's my boy, and I tell you, we went through a lot of battles together, and we won a lot of games. We won a lot of games on his IQ and on his toughness.
Bird fights Kareem, swings the elbow, and now is yelling at Larry Bird.
You could never back down.
Jaw to jaw.
Once you do, people look at you different. You had to stand up for everything you believed in, and even if it's the one playing basketball, if somebody took the gloves off and wanted to go, you had to go. If you didn't, there's no use playing.
Larry Bird is no hick, believe me.
Bird was a bad somebody.
The most intense rivalries ever as you see Mark Ivoroni and Larry Bird go at it this game. You see Larry asked if he's going to be thrown out, and he was told yes, and he decided he was going to get his licks in before he left. And then Red comes down and says, what is this going on here? And he takes on Billy Cunningham. Look at his suit. It's ripped. Look at it. He goes after Moses Malone.
This is Sparta!
He was the bad man.
He was a somebody.
Long before Aaron Rodgers ever came along.
And that toughness. That dude was one tough guy.
We were like, oh, that's why he hit you? Oh, well, damn, Doc, something wrong with you. You should have stopped him. That's how we were thinking about it. We like, and we know we love Julius Erving, but you couldn't take anything away from Bird. Bird was a bad somebody.
Larry Bird was the baddest son of a gun on the planet.
He was the bad man.
He was a somebody.
Long before Aaron Rodgers ever came along. He was a bad. Larry Bird was the truth.
I couldn't wait to call home to tell my boys, man, this dude named Larry Bird is for real. This is the baddest white dude I've ever seen in my life.
Ain't no question about that.
And there hasn't been anything like him since either.
No.
No.
Dirk, give Dirk Nowitzki some props, though.
In the USA.
No.
There's
only one Larry Bird.
That's right.
Harris. And Wiggins fighting Bird. He's McCann. On a pass to McCann.
My money, Larry Bird's the greatest big man in terms of shooting the ball ever.
Come here, Holmes, and get this three in your eye.
Over Dirk, absolutely. I'd take Larry Bird over Dirk Nowitzki because Dirk is a great shooter. Larry Bird was a break-your-heart shooter.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Bird wants a three out of it, and he gets it.
Celtics have got 3 seconds. 2. Bird, a runner. It's good!
Larry Bird is one of the greatest players of all time, there's no doubt about it. But not only was he an amazing player, he was an incredible trash talker, and according to many previous NBA legends that played against Larry Bird, he was the greatest trash talker of all time.
Who is the best crap talker of all time?
Larry Bird.
Larry
talk more trash on the court than anybody. He'll tell you where he's going. He'll tell you when he catches it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Larry Bird was the greatest trash talker of a really rough, tough era of the NBA.
Yeah. And a lot of people say, really? You know, they thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against.
My rookie year, we played the Celtics at Market Square. It was a close game, but we could never beat them. Came down to free throws. There were about 20 seconds left, and we fouled Bird. We were down by 3 points. Bird went to the line to shoot 2. I was standing on the line and being a rookie dumbass and not realizing this was one of the best free throw shooters ever to play the game. I tried to throw off his timing. As he went to shoot, I kind of said out of the side of my mouth, "Hey, hey." He stopped right before he shot, looked at me and said, "You gotta be kidding me. Rook, you gotta be kidding me." He shot 1. Boom. We were down by 4 now. Bird got the ball again. Before he shot, he said, "Rook, I'm the best fucking shooter in the league right now. In the league, understand? And you're up here trying to say something?" Boom, we were down by 5. What made it worse was that Kevin McHale and Ainge were laughing their asses off. I was thinking, what a dumbass I am. You're up here talking shit to Larry Bird. He's at the free throw line. I felt so stupid.
He made a bet with the trainer of the New York Knicks, and before the game, we were out shooting three. Larry and I were shooting threes before the game, and Larry, he said, "Hey, I'll bet you $20 you can't bank one in like that in the game." And Larry goes, "You're on." And so the game proceeds, and we're behind we get ahead by about 20 points. The fourth quarter, our bench comes in the game, and all of a sudden, you know, the Knicks are starting to creep back in the game, but it still feels like we have the game under control. And the trainer for the Knicks looks down at me and, you know, says, like, get Larry his attention. He sends him the sign, like, "You owe me $20. You never banked in a three-pointer." And Larry goes, "Crap, I can't believe I forgot that," you know. And so sure enough, the game gets down to 7 points, I think it was, and Casey Jones puts the starters back in the game. And within the first 2 or 3 possessions, Larry gets a shot on the corner and banks in a three-pointer. At that stage of the game, I mean, with a close game.
He was so self-confident that he was known to waltz up to the opponent's bench before tip-off and predict a 40-point performance for himself. Then he would drop 40 on them, which is pretty insane.
Extreme confidence of Larry.
You know, so he shot 1, and I mean, I'm trying to block this shot, and he would just tell me, "Scott, you're a little too late." So we playing him in the last play. He says to James Worthy, he says, "You guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there that corner." He said, "They're going to set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out." He said, "I'm going to curl right over." And he's telling us to play.
40,000 eyes on Larry Bird because they knew he was going to get the ball. And we knew it, our opponents knew it, now it's just up to them to stop it.
He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, "I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game," whatever the case may be.
I always thought I was confident. You know, I always thought Kevin McHale was confident, but Larry just had a different level.
They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ,
the late great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, the man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a 3, game over. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
There was some pretty crazy Larry Bird trash talking stories.
Bird used to tell people, I remember he told me a story about Xavier McDaniel. He said,
The X-Man, yeah.
X, I'm going to get the ball right here. I'm going to shoot a jumper right in your face.
You know I'm going to get it. And I said, I know I'm going to be waiting.
All I know is one game from my life, I want Larry Joe Bird taking my last shot.
Larry Bird hit more clutch shots, you know, in pressure situations than any player.
And told you about each and every one, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He would call the spot.
Game on the line, free throw, three, jump shot, whatever it was. I'll take Larry Bird any day or any night.
I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
10 seconds.
Money on the line, any sort of outside shooting, or just creating a shot. I'll take Larry Bird.
He wasn't the most athletic, like myself, but he was able to get his shot off on anybody.
Bird has the basketball. Look out. 2 seconds on the clock.
It was good. He knew it was good before he shot it.
Had that tape on that knuckle.
That was a bad man.
Larry Bird was the truth.
And then he got the ball and shot it right in his face.
Yeah.
And Bird says to X,
I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock. I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
That was Larry. I mean, Larry was just, and he was saying in such a calm way that you didn't think it was trash talking, but it's trash talking. You're not going to tell me you're going to go over there and shoot the ball in my face. That's trash talking.
Bird was the king of trash talking his man and then backing it up. For instance, he once scored 40 points and had a triple-double against a young Sean Kemp. Late in the game, Kemp, who grew up in Indiana, attempted to defend a tough Larry Bird shot. Bird sunk the shot and, running back up the court, told Kemp, "I'm the best effing player from Indiana." Perhaps his most memorable moment came in a game against the Pacers around Christmas. Before the game, Chuck Person, known as the Rifleman, told reporters that the Rifleman is coming and he's going bird hunting.
Chuck Person and the Pacers were new to the playoffs, but showed no fear. It quickly became personal between the legend and the Rifleman.
Larry approached Person before tip-off, saying, "Hey Chuck, I have a present."
Bird off balance. First half. Bird had it knocked away by Sanders. Powers on the recovery. Bird is hurt. Bird is down, and he's hurt. And Larry Bird is headed directly to the locker room for treatment. And here comes Larry Bird. Out of the pages of Willis Reed.
You know, the thing about it that I love about you is that, see, most guys talk trash and talk stuff and can't bag it up.
He then waited until Person was subbed out, spotted up right next to where he was sitting, and drained a three. As the ball went in, Bird turned to Person and said, "Merry effin' Christmas."
Bird ahead of the field.
But Mr. Bird, you know you can bag your trash talking up.
Sanders at 6'6", giving away 3 inches to Bird, who's trying to post him up through the foul. Yes! And it counts!
Google says it's Larry Bird.
See? I don't have Google. They were surprised the Blue Bird is in honor of Pacers Larry Bird. The co-founder of Twitter is from Boston, where Bird was king with the Celtics.
Skip, I don't know how many people know this, but growing up, Larry Bird was my favorite NBA player.
Really? I
Yes.
did not know that.
I had every T-shirt that Larry Bird had. I bought those heavy green shoes. Larry Bird was my guy. People make it seem like there's nothing to poo-poo about Larry Bird. He was special. Larry Bird was LeBron James before LeBron James is LeBron James.
The younger generation needs to go back in YouTube, man. Some of the stuff that kid did, man, I shouldn't say kid, that man did. It was a bad boy.
I don't know if people know this, but Larry Bird is a 24-point scorer, a 10 rebound, 6 assists for a career. 24, 10, and 6 as a small forward.
Larry Bird was the best of all time.
And what happened the first three-point shootouts at All-Star Weekend? First three that they had, who dominated?
Larry.
That guy dominated.
That's why he's one of the greatest players ever played.
You know, Michael Cooper talked to me about his sort of hatred of Larry Bird, and Michael Cooper was the Lakers stopper. Like, he was their best defensive player, so he was always put on the other team's toughest player. Of course, Larry Bird was the star of the Celtics, but the first time he had to guard Larry Bird in the game, you know, he's assuming Bird is just this overrated sort of white hype chump. You know, like a lot of white players back in the late 70s, early 80s, there was an overrated element to many of them. So they're jogging down the court, and Bird is just chatting up Cooper. You know, I'm going to wear your fucking ass out, man. Just going to wear your motherfucking ass out. And Cooper's like, who the hell is this little white fuck? And he's like, bring it, motherfucker, bring it. Let's see what you got, bring it. And he's thinking, you know, this guy's got nothing. Again, just another white, doughy guy. He can't jump. He probably sucks. Bird gets the ball, pump fakes, whips a pass to Robert Parrish, the center. Parrish layup. Cooper's dumbfounded. They're jogging back down the court, and Bird just smiles at Cooper and goes, wearing your motherfucking ass out all day long.